What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to talk about 10 college football games that have a team on upset alert heading into week 4. For a team to be considered on upset alert, they have to at least be a 4-point favorite in the game. I'm also going to predict the score as well as the spreads and the over-under for each of these picks. Now, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. At number 10, I have number 11 Oklahoma on upset alert against number 22 Auburn. Ultimately, I do think Oklahoma will be able to win this game in comfortable fashion, but maybe Jackson Arnold has himself a big game on the ground, and maybe that Oklahoma offensive line struggles. They beat Michigan 2 weeks ago, but this will be another decent test for them. Oklahoma's defense should hold its own. They have the number one defense in the SEC right now in points per game and yards per game. I think they potentially have the best quarterback in the nation in John Mateer. Auburn does have a very talented receiver core. Maybe they're able to do something. I just don't think Auburn has a better all-around team. And I could see them struggling on the road in a tough spot against this team. Plus, that Oklahoma defense already knows Jackson Arnold pretty well. I don't think he's going to be a game changer at quarterback. I think Oklahoma will just be too much for Auburn at home. Give me Oklahoma 31-19. I am taking them -6.5 and I have the over, but they are on slight upset alert. I also have number 13 Ole Miss on upset alert at home against Tulane this weekend. This game will be played Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Look out for Tulane in this game. They could definitely give Ole Miss some trouble. Retzlaff is a super dynamic quarterback and so underrated. When he transferred to BYU, I knew this Tulane team was going to be good. And as of the making of this video, Tulane is my playoff pick, even over South Florida, who has two very good wins. I just think Tulane is the more balanced team and they'll be more consistent. And people are really sleeping on Retzlaff. The defense looks like a strength again. They've been really good at forcing turnovers this year again, and they could cause trouble for that Ole Miss offense. And Ole Miss defensively has showed some weaknesses. Ultimately, Tulane has had a tough schedule, and this will be a very tough test for them on the road. I think Ole Miss has too much offensive firepower. I am going to say they win 38-28, but I'm taking Tulane plus 12.5, and I have the over for this game. I do think there's a possibility Tulane could upset Ole Miss. I also have number 25 USC on upset alert against Michigan State this Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Jonathan Smith is a great head coach, and Aiden Childs might just have himself a big game against a questionable USC defense that still has a lot to improve on. Michigan State's defense has struggled, but they might have the offense to keep up in a shootout, and they've had a couple of solid wins this season. They even beat Boston College. Aiden Childs has not turned the ball over that much, only one interception to 6 touchdowns. He has looked pretty nice. They could catch USC slipping early in the season. Ultimately, I do think it's a shootout. I think USC is on upset alert in this game, but I am going to take them to win it in a shootout 37-31. Definitely give me Michigan State covering plus 14.5, and I have the over for this game. I have BYU on upset alert this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the road at East Carolina. A very tricky spot for BYU, and BYU might not be as good as people think. They lost a lot on offense. I think the defense has reloaded just fine. Right now, they have a top defense in the Big 12, even in the nation. They have been dominant through the first couple of weeks defensively. And this is totally a team to watch out in the Big 12, but East Carolina is no pushover on the road. They competed with NC State this season. They actually beat them last season as well in the bowl game. They got solid defensive upside, and they got a good quarterback who might be able to lead them to an upset in this game. It's a night game at East Carolina. BYU should not take this team lightly. I don't think ECU played their best game against NC State on the road in week 1. They've had a couple of very good wins. They held their last two opponents to a combined 3 points, shutting out Coastal Carolina as well. The quarterback has been slinging it with 5 touchdowns, only 1 interception, nearly 1,000 passing yards. I could totally see ECU pulling this off. But I am pretty high on that BYU defense. I think they're legit. So I am going to take them 31-17, covering -6.5, and I have the under. I have UCF on upset alert at home this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and they will be playing North Carolina. This is a Bill Belichick team that is desperate for a win in this game. With how they played against TCU in week 1, they need to win this game. This is one of the weaker teams on their schedule. UCF did not look great last season, but they've showed some good things this season. Even though they had a sloppy win over Jacksonville State, I saw good things on offense. They were able to move the ball. They just need to convert when it matters. This will be a tough road test for North Carolina. but they definitely could have UCF on upset alert. After UCF dropped to 60 burger on an FCS team last week, and I have more faith in that offense. Personally, I think they have more than North Carolina. I do think this will be a somewhat sloppy game, maybe more low scoring. UCF might have a ton of field goals in this game, same with North Carolina. But ultimately, I am taking UCF 23 to 17. I think North Carolina will backdoor cover, and I have the under in this game. I have Arkansas on upset alert on the road against Memphis Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a tricky spot for Arkansas coming off of a tough loss on the road at Ole Miss. They really competed with Ole Miss till the final quarter, but their defense just couldn't hold up. Memphis is looking all right this year. Again, they're undefeated. This is one of the better group of five teams consistently. I like the quarterback transfer in Brandon Lewis. Memphis won against a Power 4 team last year at home. I know it was Florida State, but still a win. The defense has held its own pretty well. They've held their last three opponents to a combined 33 points. They had a very solid win at Troy last weekend, 28 to 7. I'm liking this Memphis squad. Look out for them to challenge Arkansas in this game, but ultimately, I think Taylor Green will be too much for that defense late in this game. Arkansas is way more talented and has the better line of scrimmage. Even on the road, I like Arkansas in this game, 38 to 27, covering -6.5, and I do have the over. I have TCU on upset alert at home against SMU this Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. SMU is going to be looking to bounce back. They lost to a very good Baylor team. They play a very good TCU team, in my opinion. SMU has a tricky first half of the schedule, and they're playing a couple of good offenses. This should be another shootout. But Kevin Jennings and that offense always has potential to do something special. And if that defense can get better, they have a shot. It's a road game for them. It's going to be tricky, though. Playing on the road at Missouri State last weekend might not help. The road travel could catch up to them, too. TCU wouldn't be my pick to win the Big 12, but they're certainly a team to watch out for. I loved what I saw from them in Week 1 against North Carolina. Josh Hoover looks very good at quarterback. They got a lot of talent on offense again, and personally, I like their defense over SMU's right now. Jordan Dwyer is already making an instant impact, the transfer wide receiver from Idaho. They got a lot of weapons, and I just like this TCU team at home in this spot. SMU is always capable of winning these types of games, so I do have TCU on upset alert. They have a good head coach in Rhett Lashley. But give me TCU 38 to 31 to get it done. I think they'll cover barely and have the over. I have number 16 Utah on upset alert this Saturday against Texas Tech at home. Utah did open as a 4.5 point favorite, so I am going to consider Utah on upset alert in this game available for upset alert. Now, look, this game could go either way. I wouldn't really consider it an upset if Texas Tech beat them. The analytics do consider it an upset. I think this will be a battle at the line of scrimmage. It could go either way. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I am taking Utah's quarterback Endeavor Dampier in his playmaking. And they have it at home and have a great head coach. They hardly ever lose at home. I think they'll be able to run the ball and control most of this game. Give me Utah 30 to 27. I will take Texas Tech plus 4.5, and I have the over. I also have number 19 Indiana on upset alert against number 9 Illinois this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I like Indiana in this game, but Illinois could definitely do something in this game. Their offense has looked super good, and that passing attack might just be too much for Indiana secondary. I think Indiana has a better defense this year, but they have not really been tested yet. I think Indiana has reloaded. They got a good quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. But this is not a bad Illinois defense. I just have questions with the line of scrimmage play for Illinois. They got pushed around a bit against Duke. And that's why I am going to take Indiana in this game, but I have to have them on upset alert. This is a big time Big Ten matchup. But give me Indiana 28 to 23. I will take Illinois to cover plus 5.5, and I have the under. And finally, the only upset I am picking outright this week is Wisconsin getting upset at home against Maryland Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I love Maryland in this spot. I think the line was actually moved up to double digits in the favor of Wisconsin. I do not understand. Maryland is not a bad offensive football team, and Wisconsin has looked terrible. You're talking about a Maryland passing attack with Malik Washington that has looked solid against a Wisconsin defense that got absolutely destroyed by Alabama. And Wisconsin has just not been a well coached football team, and their offense is questionable again. I don't care if Maryland is on the road in this game. I think they have some good talent, and I am taking them to win this game 27 to 24. Not only covering plus 7.5, but winning. And I'm taking the over for this game. I think there'll be more points scored. But anyways, that is going to do it for my week 4 upset alert. You guys let me know which team is missing from this list. And who do you think could be on upset alert this weekend? But let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content and we basically cover everything on this channel. So definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.